Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Top Lessons podcast. I am your host, Kathy Inglot, and today's podcast title is Lessons from Quotes That Motivate and Inspire. Now, some of you who have seen my past podcasts may have already heard this quote, and it's a quote that has stayed with me since I've heard it, and it really is resonated with me profoundly. It's from Dame Sheila Driscoll's podcast of her family's legacy and her philanthropy to success and the lessons that she's had over the years. It's one of the many quotes in that podcast that stands out. And the quote is, "If service is beneath you, leadership is beyond you." Now, that quote resonated with me on so many angles. It's a quote that it will forever stay with me and inspire me. But it's a quote that resonates for many reasons, because there's many leaders out there who lead organizations, companies, firms, you name it, everything of all sorts of industries and types. But some of them don't understand what service and leadership is. They haven't been there to service because most of them think that they're too high or too senior or too executive to actually understand the word service. And the people that do understand it stand out among them very much because they know what leadership is and they've seen it, they've done it, they've come up from, the hustle of maybe working their way to the top. Nothing was handed to them, or they just simply outworked everyone for whatever reason that their motivation was. And it's those simple steps, but yet those very hard steps that gotten them to their success. And this quote to me is monumental. It's, did you intern to, start that role and now you're the CEO? Did you start off in the kitchen cooking or preparing and now you're the chef or the owner of the restaurant? Did you sweep the floor and now you're the company owner of, the biggest cleaning service or the biggest car wash out there? Literally knowing what the hard work entails is a quality that no one will teach you once you get to the top, because you will understand how hard it is to get to where you are, but also you will be humbled by what got you there. Now, there's a flip side to that. There's many people who get handed a lot of what they are given. And by that, I mean they were either born with a silver spoon, trust fund, dad or mom were executives, and they were just walked into their positions. And that's okay. I always say I respect those people because that's what they were born into. You can't resent someone for that. And I don't. I think they had a really lucky start to life. But the answer is they should know that they're lucky. Humbled through their luck. Don't be one of those people that if you got started at the mega mansion was your home with 10 rooms and 10 bathrooms. That is not the average family life. You should know you're lucky. You should know that your parents helped you more than anyone else will be able to help their children. And it's okay. But don't be the arrogant person in the room that says, I deserved this because this is what my parents worked hard for. They worked hard for it, not you. And I've been on the trading floors and in the boardrooms where people like that exist everywhere. And you could so tell if they have the respect of the room. If they have the respect, people listen, people literally look at them to say, what is that person going to say? Because I know what they're going to lead with matters. Or is it that the person's like, who cares what this little, young thing is going to say? They don't know what the hell they're talking about. So if you are that person that's been given that lucky break from family or from whatever, recognize your position and at least be humble about it. Know that you had a very lucky start to life. And start with service. Again, treat people around you with the same respect that you would want if you were in their shoes. Now, I'm not going to say go start hugging people around you because that may be an HR issue, but appreciate that there's a person that is cleaning the floors around you or cleaning your windows or taking your food order, and that person didn't get the same lucky start that you got in life. Or the person that wants the promotion because they worked their ass off for you, and they're going to do the best job for you, and that they also need the same break that you would love if you were in their shoes. So read the room, know that if you're the leader, service is important to you, and also give back. Give back to those that are either around you or people that have, organizations that you want and are touched by, but also go give back because you literally were born with luck or had the luck or, opened the door and you were at the right place at the right time. Know that your circumstances were special and that you now need to give back so that everyone else around you knows that A, you're humble, and 2, you're giving back from all that you've been given. Now, the second quote that resonates with me and I hope will inspire you, and this is from a book that 50 Cent wrote. And Fiddy, I have reached out to you, but I have not heard back yet, so I'm not giving up because I will one day have you at this table, if not via Zoom. And I highly recommend his book to everyone. It's called Hustle Harder and Hustle Smarter. It's a great book. It's motivating. It's inspiring. You realize how hard his life was at certain points and how he got to where he is. And he writes in his book, perception matters. How you look is being judged, so look how you want to be judged. Life is not a voice competition. Now, those are my own words. So if you all know The Voice, it's a blind audition that literally people just turn and hit the buzzer when they hear the voice they like. And my answer to that is, life is not that. It's not a voice competition. People see you, people judge you, people will look at your clothes, judge your hair, see if, what you're wearing. So perception matters. People see you and judge you. But most of us can afford an iron and a clean look. So go in to whatever it is that you are meeting people with the best foot forward. Don't look like you just bought a shirt and put it on and it has that box cut out. You could see literally the wrinkles from the box. And some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Or it looks like you took the shirt out of the hamper and, it's been there for a week. Present yourself in a way that matters, in a way that says, I already have the part. And the best way is when I promoted people in my life and I said, hey, so-and-so just got promoted. The answer to most of those promotions was, oh, I thought the person was already that role. And I was like, that's how you know you promoted the right person, when everyone already thought that person was at that other level. So when you are going to get either the promotion or you want the promotion, look the part. And I'm not saying you have to go and, put yourself in debt for the best clothes or whatever. The same things can be worn just as nice if you are on a budget. But look the part of the role that you want. Perceptions matter. The second part of that book, and it has something that literally is kind of, funny, but it's not, is do you have people in your life that only make withdrawals? Or do you have people that make deposits in your life? And he says this story that you need people who elevate you. And there's many examples in the book that he goes through his own personal life stories of, people that just come to when they need money or people that just needed favors. And I think that same thing happens to all of us. We have people who just, text us when they want something. Hey, so-and-so is out of a job. I was wondering if I could put him in touch with you. Or, hey, do you have that contact that, you said is going to be able to do this for me? Do you mind sharing? Or it's the person that's out of a job and says, oh, hey, you want to grab a coffee? All of a sudden you matter. And those are the people that make withdrawals all the time. You know who you are. You know if you're one of them. Just cut the shit out. Don't be that person that's just a taker. If you are that person, you're going to have less friends as time goes by, and you're going to have people that are just going to start ignoring you. The older you get, and I say this all the time, with age comes wisdom. And the wisdom is over the years that has taught me that friends matter, those who show up matter, those who just need something from you, I ignore, and those who just disappear and come back to you, years later, don't need a response. I don't even validate those people. If you have literally ghosted me for 3 years, you will never hear again from me. Because I'm the person that will literally reach out on every birthday, every Christmas, every holiday, and reach out and say hi. Or, hey, let's grab a coffee. And by the way, I will always pay for the coffee. Because most people don't reach out and put their card first. And it's okay, I'm that type of person. But if you constantly are the person that's making withdrawals, you need to change. Make deposits, because if not, you're going to lose really good people around you. And again, back to hustle harder, hustle smarter. Fiddy, we got to get together. I'm not going to let you off the hook. I promise one day I will drag you to sit with me and actually have a frank conversation. So if anyone knows him, please pass this on to him, because I'm, giving his book a kudos, and I hopefully one day we'll hear something about it. And I don't want to just, a little thumbs up or a heart emoji. I actually want a conversation. So come on, someone from one of his people reach out to me. Please, I beg you. I promise I will make deposits also. It's not just a withdrawal. And lastly, Hamilton the musical. If you've seen the musical, it is one of those musicals that was riveting and instrumental to Broadway when it first came out. It's still that on Broadway. But everyone has, for the most part, seen it, heard about it. It was on TV, during COVID, so you've seen the actual musical. But the reason it actually has a great inspirational quote in there is because Hamilton himself sings and he raps. I'm not going to rap because I'm terrible. But I'm not going to throw away my shot. I'm not throwing away my shot. And the answer to most people who need to be inspired and motivated is, don't throw away the shot you have, because it's just literally your shot. And you haven't even made it because you're too scared or too afraid of something. Don't throw it away. If there's any motivation you need, it's pick it up from any of the things I've mentioned in my previous podcasts. I love the motivation from Kumash Nasern. If you haven't heard that podcast yet, go and listen to it, because he is so motivating in how he started his company. And kudos to him, because he's literally just sold his company to a bigger AI company. And the success story behind him and his team is amazing. But he literally never gave away his shot. He went for so many shots and he was unapologetically going for it because he didn't have a plan B. His plan B was, this shit's gonna work, and it's gonna be plan A all the way. So don't throw away your shot, because for the most part, you're just at the beginning to make it. And lastly, when this podcast airs, this will be after the Super Bowl already. But if you haven't seen the Super Bowl when this airs by then, or you haven't seen the commercial, there is one commercial out there that stands out, and I've seen it already because it's made its way around YouTube. There's a commercial called The Dream Job by Google Gemini, and Gemini is their AI chatbot. And it's a wonderful commercial with a wonderful message. It is the dream job that a father who looks like a man who's, in his 50s or 60s is going for. And the dream job is something that he's preparing for the interview. And Gemini is the app that's giving him the questions of, show us how you have prepared for conflicts in your life. And he doesn't have per se the experience of work that he maybe needs to, but he's a father with children and he has a family, and he puts that in context of everything he has done as a dad. And if you see the commercial, it is a tearjerker. You hopefully will have a tear because it moved me to a tear. But it's one of those wonderful messages that when you go for a dream job, you may not have every single bullet point that they want. But as sure as hell, you probably have every bullet point if you literally looked at those qualifications in all aspects of your life. So if someone says to you, show us conflict resolution, give us an example of conflict that you have dealt with. Most people give examples of work experience. But you go, turn that question into a personal life experience. And I'm sure you can literally just say, I just had the biggest family fight. This is how I finished. This is how I got out of it. And this is how it was resolved. Or, my kids are fighting and I need to break up the fight. And you go, holy shit, it is the easiest examples to give out of life. But most people, for some reason, go back to work experience. And it matters because it's work and it's a job you're going for and a career that you love. But it shouldn't just be that qualification of work is what all that matters. Because most of us get all of our experience, not all of it, some of our experience because of our personal life. So I hope you watch the commercial and I hope you get some inspiration, because it just shows you how great your life experiences are and how much you can attach those to that business professional side of yourself as well. And again, you may not remember at all what the commercial is about and what it's trying to sell, but it will hopefully resonate with you that it's not just your professional life that matters. On that note, I hope that these examples are something that will motivate you and inspire you, and that you will look forward to the next podcast on the show. Everything around us is a motivation. I always looked at my previous experiences, whether they were good or bad, and I said, they happened for a reason. I don't know what this reason is yet. I will probably know in a few weeks or a few months or maybe some years, but it got me to where I am today, and I wouldn't change those things. And don't compare yourself to someone else's life. It's the one thing that I can say that has resonated with me for all walks of life, and everyone who's successful has said, don't judge yourself with the person that you think has the best life, because you have no idea what they went through or what they're dealing with now. Accept that your life is your footsteps and that you are in charge of what happens next, the motivation of life. And the last thing is, so years ago, I saw this cute little picture of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet sitting next to each other. And I'm not going to quote it directly because I'm going to get it wrong, but it literally said, Winnie was saying to Piglet, Winnie, we have one life to live. And Piglet responds, no, you're wrong. We have a life to live every day when you get up. And that resonated with me because everyone thinks we have one life to live. And sure, it's one life in the consolidation of days, but every day is its own independent day that you can literally wake up and say, I want today to be better than anything else before. So if you learn anything from Piglet, take away that motivation and go be inspired. But I hope you are inspired by the words that I've been sharing with you. Go pick up Fiddy's book, and I hope you will be inspired also. And Fiddy, give me a call. We need to chat. So on that note, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, subscribe, share, and I hope that, Fiddy, I'll go viral on your Instagram one day and we can, chat and, hug it out. And until such time, everyone, enjoy, be inspired, and go after whatever your dream is. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.